Hey guys, Zelda here and welcome back to 999. I kind of figured out which one this is, because remember how whoa, I'm going away. Remember how this is the one, the 6 and the 2 doors? So because we went here, because we took path number 3, like door number 3, we only had one key, which the only one key that we could unlock on the only other door was number 2. So but we never initially went like, oh, we've done these doors, so we have everything, so we can go, you know, number 2, choose number 2. So I'm gonna choose that just so we've done everything. So
1, 2, 3.
Skip, 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 skip. Blah 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 blah. Here we go again. At least they're in good spirits again. They're not dead on the floor. Door number C, number 2.
My choice is door 2. Hey, wait, are you cheating?
Sorry. Santa was unconvinced. Hey, wait a minute here. Pretty sure.
Cheating?
I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted.
How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier.
Let me see that.
Sure.
We already know this.
I had 3 people. And
Yep, we knew this because we've seen it before.
Well.
Alright, so we know who's going through door 2. It'll be me, Lotus, and Junpei.
7 plus 8 plus 5 is 2.
The only problem's the other 2
20.
teams.
June and I want door 6.
Clover and I choose door 1.
That's not good. We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people.
Everyone was silent. Then suddenly Clover spoke, her face blank and cold.
Why don't Santa and June go into door 1 with Ace?
Santa and June go into door with 1 with it. What about you?
Huh?
Well,
They looked at one another. That works. Finally Ace
And
spoke.
what will you do, Clover?
I'll be waiting at the stairs. You guys are coming back here, right? That's what 7 was saying, wasn't it?
That had been what 7 said.
We aren't gonna be. We might get
Yeah,
other
we already
ones.
know this.
I'm sorry, but I just want to be by myself for a while. You understand, right?
There was no emotion on her face, but it was drawn and pale, and her eyes were red. No one had the heart to contradict her. The room grew very quiet. Silence drifted down over everything like a blanket of fresh snow. It was Santa who finally spoke.
all right. I'm going through door 1. That all right with you, June?
Yes.
Well, we'll be going then.
Let's move 2.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
Just like that, their paths were
Won't see
set.
June for a while, but this was my choice. I'm just going to have to suck it up. 7 said we'd all see each other again, and I'm going to believe that.
He took strength from that thought.
The other group went to A deck to go through door 1. Clover joined them. Our group is on our way too. We're heading to the bottom deck using the elevators.
So they're up here, and we're down here.
I wonder what we'll find down there.
A torture room. And jails. Let's have a look. Where are we? Okay, see, that's the part that we didn't choose. And that'll just lead back to here.
We ready?
Yep.
Yeah, anytime.
I'll go first.
One by one, they put their palms on the recognition device. The 3 asterisks blinked to life on its screen. Whoop.
Let's go.
The door opened, and they leapt inside. There we are. Now we can skip. So we've done everything here. There. We've done everything because we can skip dialogue. So, that's that little part. So we've covered it. So, I believe... So these red keys are the ones that you need to get the safe ending right here. So you can unlock the thing. But we need to go to the coffin ending, I believe. And to do that, we need to go here. Yep. And... lay it on the shelf.
Hey, Junpei.
Blah 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 blah. Love that you can skip it. It's so much easier. Here, I'll take it. Blah 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 blah. This is so much more dialogue than no, I don't want it. There. See, now we have that key. We got that key, so we don't need to go there.
Hey, hold on.
Clover. Need to do Clover, otherwise she's gonna kill us with the axe. Pretty nice, right? Oh god, this is such a long this is such a long part with all the lucky socks and stuff.
Well, I guess I'd patch it up, get some cloth, and close up the hole.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch.
Seven coming in. What are you doing? We're playing with mannequins. Yep. Alright. That's that. Now we have that key. Now we need to go here. Pocket watch? I actually don't know which one it is. Blah 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 blah. Yes, this is the one. Blah-blah. This one. Takes a little while to get through this, I guess. Though this is a lot faster than the original DS game, I will say this flowchart thing was not an option in that game. It really wasn't. But this is really nice. Okay, did that. So that means that has been done. That's open. Guess we need to go here now. The room felt silent. Junpei and Clover and Seven had been left behind. I can skip until there's new dialogue. So Clover, Seven, and me, Junpei, number 5, are left alone. When Santa has June and Ace and Lotus, I believe. That doesn't work. Take a look. God, it skipped. That was a lot of skipping. Holy shit, did you see that? I didn't do that. That was just the game itself. The world blinked. There we go. Suddenly there was a voice inside Junpei's head. Truth had gone, truth had gone, truth had gone. Ah, now the truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that?
That voice.
Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
Huh? What?
What's up?
Seven and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell them.
Huh?
If he told them he'd heard a voice, they'd laugh or worse, think he'd gone insane. So all he said was...
Nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There were a pair of small buttons protruding from either side of it. Junpei pressed the buttons. What was that? Right, left, right, left, right, left, right? God, that's really long. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right? The last was not a part of that sequence. That was it. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 8 numbers blinked on and then off on the bracelet display. Junpei checked one last time. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Huh?
Huh?
Yes.
Hey! What the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh! Are those...
Huh.
Junpei didn't answer. He simply walked straight to the coffin. He knelt down in front of the keypad, running over the numbers with the numbers in his head so he wouldn't forget.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Okay. I'm not gonna repeat it again. With trembling fingers, he punched them in. Okay, yeah. That was all of them. He punched the E button. There was a moment of complete silence. And it unlocked! Haha! Then there was a sound. There was the sound of. Then there was the sound of the coffin lid unlatching. Someone said up out of it.
No way!
What?
Why are you...
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you. Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Just like Rip Van Winkle. Still, it was very much like Snake to simply cut to the part of the matter and ask.
Jeez.
Junpei and Seven shared a wry smile. Clover's eyes were filled with tears.
You're back!
With a cry of joy, she leapt into Snake's arms.
Gently now. My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back!
Clover looked like nothing so much as a lost child who had finally found her home. She cried and cried and cried. Her eyes were red, her nose was running. She hiccuped and gasped, as if she were about to begin hyperventilating.
You're back! You're really here!
Told you, girl. If you keep hope and love and faith, you'll have good luck. Her voice was happy, but almost desperate, as if she feared she would disappear again. He would disappear again if she stopped talking to him. Tear after tremendous tear rolled its way down her face. Her small arms strained as she clutched Snake's body as tightly as she could. He doesn't have multiples. Perhaps she had to convince herself if he was real. Perhaps she was worried he would be gone the moment she let go. Perhaps she simply didn't know what else to do.
You're back!
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
You have.
Not as though! You did! I really thought you were dead!
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
Clover broke into sobs so great she could no longer talk. It was a touching reunion between brother and sister. Even though Junpei knew they had very little time, and every minute they waited was a minute wasted, it felt cruel to pull them apart. Junpei and Seven sat down on one of the pews. waiting for Clover to calm down before explaining to Snake what had transpired.
I see. I believe I understand things rather well now, thank you. In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
He had quickly and neatly summarized the events of the several hours. Junpei nodded.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room. Do I have it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why. The corpse in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
You don't know?
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X. Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes. But you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up. I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
When were you knocked out?
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then that means it was...
Zero.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Junpei crossed his arms and thought.
Why? Why did Zero make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit Zero? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from? Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them?
Because you did that in a different timeline. Telepathy. Morphogenetic fields. Crazy shit like that. Seven had asked him about it while they waited for Clover to finish crying. He had no answer for him then, and he still didn't.
All I know is my fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean?
His mind was a maelstrom of mysteries, clues, theories, and more mysteries. He could barely think.
Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes. The Nonary Game.
And whatever strange thing was happening to Junpei himself. The maelstrom in his head spat out words and ideas that disappeared back into it almost as soon as he grasped them. But as he struggled through them, Junpei began to realize something. There was something that tied them all together. And the point connecting the dots
Zero.
was Zero.
He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship. Zero should know everything. If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
Who was Zero? Junpei had the beginnings of a theory. If he could only test it. Or perhaps...
At any rate, we'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape. Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes? That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 2 is 18, 1 plus 8 is 9.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
There she is. She's back. She bounced back right as a snake came back. As they sniped back and forth, Junpei glanced at Snake's left hand. He was wearing a bracelet with a 2 on it.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
He's not that smart.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
7 stomped off towards the smaller number 9 door. Clover, Snake, and Junpei followed. 7 quickly laid his hand on the red, and asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei and the others followed suit and laid their hands on the scanner panel. Soon there were 4 asterisks on the screen. 7 glanced at them, then laid his hand on the lever of the red.
All right, you guys ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
Junpei paused for a moment. Oh, not yet.
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, 7, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, all right? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
Junpei looked directly into 7's eyes. The older man looked back for a moment, then nodded.
Fine.
Seven pulled down the lever and the door 9 creaked open. Then they waited. 6, 7, 8. After 9 seconds, the door closed.
All right. That means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
So? We knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious? Yeah. You're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
For a moment, Clover looked surprised, but she recovered quickly and stuck her tongue out at Junpei.
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
She reached into one of the pockets of her voluminous jacket and produced a bracelet. Junpei took it from her and turned to 7.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap. Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet.
5 plus 4 plus 0 is 9.
Well, the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on? Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull the lever.
However, the door didn't open. The reds display read error.
I knew it. Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
7 waved his bracelet in front of the scanner panel. Sure enough, a single asterisk appeared on the red.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
Junpei. Scan the bracelet with this combination. Here we go. Here we go again. Which one was the last time? 7, Junpei and Cap? Was it?
Let's try 7, me, and Cap.
Junpei.
If this combination opens the door, then Cap's
6.
bracelet is number 6.
Which is June's
Hey, it
number.
opened! Had the door opened!
What? Why? What does that
Mean, sorry. Both 7 and Clover seemed rather shaken. As they turned to look at Junpei for answers. The door slid heavily shut. Junpei raised an eyebrow.
Isn't it obvious? Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Yep.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Ooh, the letter O. The letter O is... Oh, the letter O is 24 in hexadecimal. 2 plus 4 is 6.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
Before Junpei could answer, Snake spoke up.
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it. What about June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her bracelet was flipped. In other words, June's real number is
9.
9.
That seems the most likely.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up.
Clover grabbed Junpei's notebook and began to write furiously in it.
Here, look.
Junpei leaned over to look at it.
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake? And that's everything.
So door 1 is 4. 6 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8. 22 would be 4. But door 8 would be 6 and 3 and 8 would be 8. Okay, so this is the combinations that we all went through.
I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 in wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work. If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4.
Notice something here. Every door she's gone through is with Lotus and Santa. There's always, Lotus and Santa have always been there.
If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
Now we know for a fact that Lotus doesn't know anything about the Nonary game and all of this, because she was looking for her kids. But Santa, we don't know a lot about Santa.
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
I know, I'm also noticing 8, but...
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why?
Why?
Why would Santa do such a thing?
And he simultaneously also kidnapped her this time.
The answer is easy, because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 and Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3. Santa's real number, 7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equations?
Yeah, sure.
7 took the pen from a confused Clover and began to adjust her calculations.
This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
He read out the changes he'd made. When he finished, He looked at Snake. Snake smiled.
Thank you. That is exactly right, Seven. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
No way. Santa is 0?
And June was 9, not 6. Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3. Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
Santa was still playing by the rules of the Nonary Game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not sure if he acted alone or not, but I think it is safe to conclude that he is 0, if my hypothesis is correct.
Do you think his hypothesis is correct? Hypothesis? Ugh. I hate that word. Clover bit her lip. She seemed to be having some difficulty believing her brother's explanation. Junpei... Junpei remained silent and thought.
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. June's bracelet being flipped. Even if that were possible, that would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets. And if that's the case...
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
Unless the number 9 is not the number 9. The door number 9 opened. They leaped through.
Oh, it's right there.
The dead was directly in front of them as they came through the door. Quickly, they scanned their bracelets. Then the detonator stopped.
Oh.
After pausing for a moment to catch their collective breath, Junpei and his companions headed down the long hallway in front of them.
All right, let's keep going.
And now you're thinking, oh, we're gonna end up in the incinerator. At the end, there was a set of stairs leading down into the ship.
I think these stairs go to the bottom deck.
They leaned out and looked over the side.
Looks dry.
Let's head down.
After deciding it was safe, they headed down the stairs. Before long, Junpei and his companions found themselves on the bottom deck. They turned left into another hallway, at the end of which they found another door.
Hey, it's a...
And of course there was a symbol engraved over the keyhole. It looked like the sort of harpoon one would use to hunt fish, like the kind with 3 prongs. It's Neptune. Snake traced the shape of it with his fingers.
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
It's a sign of Poseidon, and Poseidon in Roman, like, astrology or religion is Neptune.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
Clearly it wasn't going to open this door.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
Let's turn around and go back for now.
Yeah.
After examining the door for a few more minutes, they gave up and headed back the way they'd come.
Hey, another door.
With a little more searching, they found a metal door.
And a card reader this time.
Hey, that's Uranus. That symbol was engraved onto the card reader.
It's the Uranus symbol.
This is the place.
He muttered to himself and slid the card through the reader. It beat once, and the light on it turned green. With a heavy metal groan, the door creaked open. Junpei, Clover, Snake, and Seven looked at one another, nodded, and stepped through. The room they found themselves in was full of books.
Wow! It's totally full of books!
The forest of knowledge.
There's so many. I don't know where to look.
It looked remarkably like a library. Not the sort of library where large numbers of people came to read books, more the sort of library that was simply a place to store books. He felt a little overwhelmed by the sheer number of books, but Junpei did his best to speak with authority.
All right, if we want to get through that door out there, we need the Neptune key. I say we split up and look for it.
Okay.
Very well.
Sure thing.
Good. Let's get started then. We don't have a lot of time. Hurry.
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge. As he began his search for reasons he didn't fully understand, Junpei felt those particular words flow through his mind. Oh, there is his face again. Seek a way out. We got Junpei's face this time. Oh, we're in the library. Whew. There's a note on that table. Oh my god, what's her voice again? Lights to the books. Lights? No. It's more annoying. Lights to the books. No. Lights to the books. Whatever. Huh? What does that mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. Have you ever thought about the pages of a book? Each page only sees, what, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader is on to the next. They spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. That's horrible. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, not at all. I live in the darkness, yes. But that has gifted me with the ability to catch the truths others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in the darkness, you might say. A note on top of the table, it says light to the books. Light to the books. It's a coat rack. Like a place where you can hang coats and hats and stuff. Well, this one's not too big, so maybe just hats. Okay, well, we can't really do much there. The scaffold is set up in the shape of a cross. Oh god, this is a thing. Oh. Okay, what's the deal with these titles? They're all just gibberish. Hey, what if we like switch them around? Switch them around? Yeah. If we move them around, maybe they'll spell something. Oh, I get it. Yeah, heck, it's worth a shot. I mean, the first one is definitely open, right? Open here, find bulb. How about this? Looks like putting those books in the right order opened this thing right up. Heh, that was a piece of cake. Hooray! You did it, Junpei! I guess that turned out well enough. So the letters from the title spell out, open here, find bulb. Well, I certainly found a bulb. There's a light bulb sitting on the shelf. I got a bulb. Something probably has to do with the light, right? I don't want to go down yet. What's this? The theory of evolutions. Heck, even I know this one. It's that Darwin guy, right? Well, yes and no. Charles Darwin wrote a book called The Origin of the Species. In it, he put forth his theory of evolution. Yeah, remember that part. He called it natural selection. Exactly. Paleontology. This one's about fossils, right? Oh my god, no, not this word. Ammonites. Ammonites, I have no idea, are pretty nasty looking. Anemones. Mother Nature. Is that some sort of book about hippie chicks? Probably not. Except, perhaps tangentially. It's most likely about environmental protection. I was just trying to make a joke. Dude, hippie chicks, really? Introduction to geology, huh? Thinking about the earth, even when you're in the ocean. Kind of romantic in a way, I guess. Well, I have no idea what I need to do with these books, but okay. Well, now we're back to where we were. A kid's book here? A kid's book here? It looks like it's a children's story about Native Americans. I Don't you think a random book like that is kind of suspicious? Maybe you ought to hold on to it. Alright. What's this? What's Hellenism? I think it's something like a fusion of Greek and Oriental culture. History of the medieval period. Maybe it's about Sir Lancelot? Isn't he just a story? I don't think you're gonna find a guy who didn't really exist in a history book. Fair enough. Okay. Look, this one says Cultural Heritage of Rome. Bet that's gonna be serious inheritance tax. Permian creatures. Seems a little fancy for some kind of prehistoric critter. Not to mention, most of them were likely reptiles and amphibians. Without hair, I can't imagine they had much need of perms. That's got nothing to do with this. A history of Buddhism. No, nothing? Oriental history. Maybe this one's about China's 4,000 years history or something. Hey, Chinese history and Oriental history aren't the same thing. Rude. This one's called History of the Western World. Well, I'd assumed it's about European history. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just gonna leave it at that, Snake? Doesn't seem like you. No comeback? Hey, look at this. This book is called Greek Mythology. Damn, that thing's huge. Oh my god. Don't start with me. Greek mythology is gigantic and horrific and horrible and oh my god. Try to make sense of it. It's impossible. Can't imagine anyone actually read the whole thing. Pretty sure it just put me to sleep. If it's well written, I'd read it. Let's see. The Pythagorean theorem. This is a famous one. Sounds like there are a number of math books in this section. Sorry, I couldn't do his voice there. Math. There's another one like that over there. Over here, sorry. You mean something like primary number theory? Or analytical number theory? Or geometry? Oh my gosh, how did you know? Nobody said anything about those. Well, number theory is usually split into 4 chief disciplines. If there was a book named Algebraic Number Theory, I took a wild guess that the other 3 would be there as well. Looks like I was right. Okay, well, what are these? Dad kind. What the hell is this? Wasn't that a German mathematician? Maybe it's a compilation of his work. Owen, huh? Owen isn't enough to go on. Perhaps it's about the English Revolutionary? Sheldrake. Oh, we know Sheldrake. He's the one with the morphogenic field thing. Sheldrake. Isn't Sheldrake... Huh? Librarians. This book is in German. It doesn't look like the complete works of something. I've never heard of it. Well, if Snake doesn't know what it is, I don't think we'll ever know. It says Riemann hypothesis. What is the hypothesis about with a Riemann? Isn't it pretty straightforward? Heavens, no. There are many factors: length, girth, lubrication, or lack of. There's an exciting and rapidly growing field. It's an exciting and rapidly growing field. Whoa. Okay, seriously, we're not getting anything here, guys. That seems like another one. Hey, there's another one of those picture books here. Something about these things kind of feels nice, you know? Brings back good memories. I guess people even people like 7 were kids once. No shit, you little brat. Hey guys, cool it. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this picture book with me. Another one of those picture books. Well, I'm not gonna click on everything, because Jesus, there's so much. Let's see what we got here. So many books here. I wonder what this one... Whoa! What's this? Worm? Oh.
Sorry.
No. I'm sorry. Hey, what's the deal with this sappy stuff?
There are a bunch of books and folklore and myth here. There's a padlock on this, so we need a code. What's this thing? Oh. 3 lights. They aren't very bright though.
Hey, didn't we find some kind of really powerful light bulb earlier? Why don't you put it into one of those lights?
Yeah. Well, it'll get a lot brighter, but...
But if there are 3 lights, that means 3 light bulbs. How do you know there's 3 lights? Not Snake. You can't see. You feel? Are you touching everything?
Yep, I believe that he's touching everything. There won't be much point unless we can replace all 3 bulbs. We need 3 light bulbs, huh? I'm just gonna... If I could just change out these bulbs, then... what's the use of wishing? I don't have any more light bulbs. You can change one! At least it's out of an inventory. This iron plate is bolted down. I don't think it's a door. I think it's just a wall. There are books here, all sorts of languages, but there's something suspicious about the shelf on the left. Which shelf on the left? Bunch books. Modern Japanese literature. There's a picture book. Agriculture, blah blah. Origin of Japanese folklore. Yeah, okay, I really don't care. I get really frustrated when it's too many things that I can click on. Oh my god, shut up. Not everything needs to have some kind of, like, thing you need to say about it. Sorry, that gets me really frustrated that every single thing has a text blurb. It's really annoying to me.
Do you think we should hold hands where there aren't any handrails?
I'll be fine. I can feel vibrations in the floor that tell me where I am.
That's not what I meant.
I swear she has a thing for her brother. Well, that's certainly not it. Oh, I can do the upper parts. Okay. Rabbits. Sure. I don't really see anything here that is, like, important. Foundations of DNA. Oh my god. Boring ass books that nobody gives a shit about. Huh. Looks like there is a whole lot of space behind these books. Oh hey, there's a thing. I think there's something hidden behind. Look, Junpei. I think there's something hidden behind the books. That's one. Automated. Blah 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 blah. Sorry. I hope this is okay because I get so annoyed that everything needs like a rebuttal from everyone.
Ooh, another one. This one, it looks just like that picture book from here earlier. The one with the pop-ups.
You think they're a part of a series or something? They do have the same binding. I don't know what they're for, but it's something. I didn't check these upper books though. It doesn't look like there's anything here. Energy theory, huh? I don't even understand the damn title. Looks like this shelf is all science and technology. Great. So I can't go there, huh? Blah 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 blah. Mind swap. Yeah, okay. That probably was a very funny thing, but oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna check these items.
There's a baseball on this one. Come on, Junpei, let's see what's in it.
I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's probably baseball stuff. Whoa! Oh hey, This one has some Native Americans on the cover. Hey Junpei, take a look at this one. Native Americans, huh? Maybe it's got some... Whoa! It's got a magic wand on it. Okay, so what's inside? Well, aren't you going to open it? Pretty sure it's just gonna have pages inside. Smart as... Whoa! Every time you whoa. Okay, well we've pretty much checked everything. I don't see any more bulbs. I'm just gonna go here. Maybe we can place those books. Small enclosure with 9 sides. There are 3 of these things that kind of look like music stands. Okay, how about we try putting these picture books on the stands? Then...
This is a little weird.
Well, it's something. At least I got them out of my thing. I know. Where's that fucking last bulb? 632 632 415 632 415 632 415 632 415. There. Oh, Jesus. I'm cutting that out. I'm cutting all of that out.
You did it, Jinbei! Yay!
I don't know why, but I don't really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. I know I don't feel really happy about that either. Whatever. At least the lock's open now. Let's see if we can get it open, alright? If I cut it, just know I spent like probably a half hour searching for the last light bulb, and it's in here. And I didn't notice that these books spelled out a code. So annoying. Alright, so there are 3 lights in here. Gotta change these bulbs. Now they should. Sheldrake 5. Awesome! It worked! Way to go, Junpei! Good job, buddy!
There's something projecting on the bottom.
These letters, they seem familiar. Sheldrake 5. Sheldrake 5. Sheldrake 5. It says Sheldrake on the spine of this book. It's got the volume number written on the lower part of the spine. Yeah, Sheldrake 5. Oh, maybe I need to tap the thing first. Sheldrake 5.
Sheldrake 5?
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory. Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
God damn it. God damn it, this game put me in fucking advanced screen. Jesus Christ. Now I have to read it all over again. Sheldrake 5? Junpei read the text out loud. I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere. Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here. Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot the voices. Seven and Clover walked off, leaving Junpei and Snake behind. Sheldrake. Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean. Junpei grinned. Yeah, Lotus told me about him. There's a British blah 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 blah. We saw that. Morphogenetic resonance. Well, something's missing here. Really, from Lotus, huh? Oh, wait, no. Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff. She did, yeah. Oh, what was it? What was it? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, caught up.
You did? Why?
Well...
Junpei's eyes narrowed.
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Jake's shoulders slumped and he shook his head slowly. He'd finally given up.
Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything.
Finally!
But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Junpei nodded. With that, they climbed the stairs to the top floor. Snake was silent for a moment after they arrived. Then they finally crossed his arms and spoke.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
Snake reached into his sleeve and pulled out a small, stiff piece of paper.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards?
No, only one.
Huh? I thought that card just had some rules for the Nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say, there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well,
Snake nodded.
Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
True. Snake glanced down at Clover and Seven, examining one of the bookshelves.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Snake paused and cocked his head as though he was listening to something very far away. Face looked dark, as though something was weighing on him.
Hey, Snake?
Junpei wasn't sure of what to say. Snake turned and looked at him.
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment?
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she?
He does not sound happy. Snake looked down, his face was tight. A slight tremor shook his body, and he tried to hide it. He was putting on a good front, but even Junpei could tell that he was holding back something deep and powerful. He made as if to brush something from his face, and then looked at Junpei.
At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes.
Snake nodded slowly.
The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagachika Musashido.
Kagachika. That's how you say it.
Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Hello, Ace.
Nijisaki was his right-hand man, and did the lion's share of the planning.
Hello, the guy that Ace killed. That was supposedly Snake.
Kubota led the company's research and development division.
Hello, the ninth man.
Musashido was their majority stockholder.
Hello, the guy who's Cap. In other words, 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead. The only one who's still alive is this guy right here.
It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment.
It's really obvious when you look at everything and their face shape and everything. Although I will say the ninth man looks a lot slicker here. But you can tell by his like jawline and his nose and everything.
Let me simplify it for you.
I'm pretty
Hongo
sure,
designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together.
pretty sure he's wearing glasses as well.
Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So Ace is like, I designed a Nonary game. And then Nijisaki was like, let me buy the ship and put all the games together. The ninth man was like, I'm gonna make the bracelets and shit. And this guy was like, here's the cash to do it. Basically, that's what they're saying, right?
Huh, so it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido.
Junpei couldn't shake the sense that he'd heard those 4 names somewhere else before.
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field.
Huh.
Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produced the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye.
Oh, sorry.
And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
I'm sorry. My kitten's asking for attention. I'm so sorry.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
Or maybe he wanted to believe in the morphogenic field. Shake nodded. Snake nodded.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
I actually think it's really interesting because I think a lot of this comes back to like, what's it called? There's a name for it. God, I forget the name of it, but like, there's like this shared knowledge that we all have, even though we shouldn't know it. Like, some people know things that they shouldn't know, and nobody knows why they know it. They're like, yeah, I just know it. That's just a fact. I know that that's a fact, and I don't know why I know that's a fact, but I do know that that's a fact. Like the whole Berenstein Bears things and the Mandela effect and stuff like that, that kind of falls in that category as well. Like, why do so many people think that some things are true, even though the opposite is true? That's kind of like the collective consciousness. That is what I mean. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about when I hear like morphogenic fields and stuff like that. I'm like, it's kind of like the collective consciousness. Like, the more people learn, the more gets into that consciousness, I guess. And the more we inherently just know. Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
Jimbe thought about it for a moment.
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began.
Snake suddenly looked very serious.
By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Yes. Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right?
The funniest thing is that he didn't learn that in this one, because we had to go through door 2 with 7 to learn this. So he's getting all of this information from his, like, parallel selves in a way, in his, like, alternate reality selves.
You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped.
His face barely moved as he spoke.
There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total.
Then why did it say 16 children are missing?
For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had 1 transmitter and 1 receiver.
Sorry, I had a moment, because I know the entire story, of course, so I had a moment of like, oh yeah, I get it.
They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access.
Where it can easily be interpreted, that's what he said. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access.
That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary Game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely?
Got so many things to tie into this idea.
It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic and Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found.
The only difference is that they reported physically, like, got to talk back, the whole Apollo thing. Like, they got to talk to each other. These groups are not talking to each other, they are like using telepathy in a way to communicate. Or at least trying to.
And transmit what they learned through the fields.
Yeah, but not physically.
The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Snake sounded defeated. His half-hearted attempt at derision served only to show much the story. To show how much the story had affected him.
Huh.
Just as Junpei was about to speak.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
Seven's voice echoed up from below. Shake again, shake! Snake took a breath and blinked rapidly, as if just waking up from a long nap.
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here, and soon.
Snake headed for the stairs, but Junpei put out an arm to stop him.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you. Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes. I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a Nonary game with any less, could you?
No, everybody needs to be 9.
Yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... her name was...
Snake couldn't seem to bring himself to continue. It looked as if what he was about to say brought him a great pain.
Her name was Akane. That was the girl who died.
Hey, there's more Akanes in the world than only your Akane. Junpei felt as if he had been punched in the stomach.
His vision went blurry and his head felt light.
Akane Kurashiki died?
He didn't say her last name.
9 years ago?
He didn't say her last name.
Then, who is June? No. It's impossible. It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too.
Exactly.
It was someone else. Of course it was.
Junpei shook his head hard and pulled himself back to reality.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Then Snake had noticed. Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
No, it's nothing. Let's get back down there, alright?
Snake raised an eyebrow but said nothing. He headed down the stairs, Junpei bringing up the rear.
I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
With every step he took, the cold, hard sound of feet against metal dug at his heart. So I have this theory, by the way. I don't know if they actually say that in the game. I'm not quite sure. But I'm pretty sure I've had this theory since I was 15. That Ace, or Gintaro Hongo in this case, was... sorry. Wait, I need to go down here. Was using this Nonary game, this morphogenic field, because of his prosopagnosia. Because if he could receive images from someone, he could see the faces of other people. That's kind of what my theory was, because he wanted to see other people's faces. But yeah. Sheldrake, this is it. This is what the shadow picture was pointing to. But it didn't say... didn't it say 5 at the end of the shadow picture? Yes, I think we need to find the 5th volume. Well, would you look at that? There's a big red button behind this book. Guess you should press this button. Et voila! Open sesame! What was that sound? It sounded like something really big was moving. It came from the top floor. Alright, let's go check it out. Alright, this handle is gonna open the door for me. Man, doesn't matter how hard we pull, this thing is not going anywhere. Looks like it's probably locked. Well, I bet you've got to type something on that keyboard. But you can only enter letters. And it looks like it only enters four letters. Let's see how it works. Guess you need to hit enter once you type in the letters. And you can erase what you... Oh my god, yes. Back. Get up. Yes, I already know! Getting impatient. I'll get out of this library. So, Roman numerals, which is X is 13. XIV. Or, wait, that's 13. So is it you can only add letters, that's what they said, right? Letters. So that's 13. IV is 14. X is 10. And another 13, so wait. D. Wait. 13. E. E. A. E. Dead. D. E. A. D. Dead. Deactivation device. Or just dead. Okay, sweet little kitten. You want attention, I know. Yay! You did it, Junpei! It's unlocked now.
Good job, Junpei. Whoa there, don't get too excited. The password was dead, remember? This makes me think whatever's waiting for us isn't good.
So what? So what? Jeez, you're such an old lady. We can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on. We got to unlock it, didn't we? We got it to unlock, didn't we? Sorry. Let's go, hurry up.
It's a thick metal door. There's a handle in the middle of it, though. Yeah, handle. Come on. Damn it. I can't get it open. This thing won't even budge. What? Why not? We put in the password. What else do we have to do?
Then that means it's the other door.
Alright. Let's get this thing open. And finally, I'm out of this horrible room with way too much books. And way too many people saying,
oh my god, look at this book. Look at this book. Look at this book. Oh my god, this book.
So annoying. Well, anyway, I'm gonna stop it here because I've been recording for a while and I got lost for a little while there. So, and we got some more exposition, so I hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, sorry I got a little bit annoyed at the end there. I was just so sick of them talking the whole time when I already knew, like, yes, I know what to do, shut up, you know. But I hope you still enjoyed it regardless, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.